is up, guys? My name is Semworld, and today we're going to be learning how to make Deorro style leads. I'm going to give you guys various different variations, however, so that you guys could go get the vibe of Deorro, but make it your own, because it's not that hard in all honesty when it comes to sound design. In fact, most sound design isn't that hard. It's just a lot of experimenting and just fucking around until you get a sound that you really like for your song. Alright, so with that being said, guys, my video's not going to look pro today as well because my SD card slot adapter, I don't have it, so I can't use the DSLR. And this video was requested by one of you guys over on my Instagram. And if you guys want to follow me, so while you're taking a poo-poo, you can read some of my posts that have to do with production and kind of entertaining tips of the week. Make sure to check it out at Semworld Music, guys, over on Instagram. With that being said, let's get started. Alright, guys, now in order to make Deorro style leads, I recommend Silent One for more of the synthesized type of leads, and then for more of the vocal leads, we are going to be using the sampler in Ableton. The first part this year is going to deal with just the standard Melbourne sound almost. Jungle Terror can be kind of turned different around. Now, the first thing, guys, is that most of these sounds are going to be based around a saw, and you can use a saw here with two voices or, just. Now, in terms of the filter, you can go with a high pass to thin it out, or you can go with a bandpass. The key thing you need to know about these is that we're going to use them in conjunction with a reverb, which is going to give them the tonality that we want. So if we go with a bandpass, for instance, and we go into lower areas, we get more of a boomy kind of saw that doesn't have many highs. But the moment we add distortion, we start to get those highs back, but now we have a nice kind of sound compared to if we just had it without a filter. So, just some key thoughts. You can also go with a high pass and play around with the resonance. Now, from here, we're going to add mono legato. You can choose to have S on, which will always make the note slide. So that's going to be that. In end mode, you have to make the notes overlap. As you can see there. Now from here, the secret ingredient as well is a pitch A and B modulation going in reverse, which will give us this nice kind of reverse suck, I guess, as I like to call it. So you can see we're starting to get that vibe that he has, but honestly, the key thing, guys, is going to be in the processing. We're going to go with our bad boy here, Camel Crusher, British Clean, which will really get it to sound. You can kind of see we're starting to get that vibe, a bit of reverb as well. And then the last effect, if you can guess it, the OTT, which, it's my love, it's my passion. Okay, and then an OTT, as I stated there, which will really, just got to know how to use it there, a little bit there. Now, a couple of key advanced tips I can give you from here, guys, is if you add a bit of sustain to that pitch modulation and a bit higher release, and you add a release, you can kind of get that compared to. So it's up to you if you want to add from there. Okay, and from there we're done with this sound. Now let's go to variations. We can use a bandpass here. Different tonality. Move the bandpass around. High resonance. We're gonna add here maybe a change to the bandpass cutoff so that it gets kind of like this. So we can kind of get like a duck. Lower the cutoff. And then you go from there. And, just get really cool kind of sounds out of it, guys. And then, from here, we can also go into part B and add another saw with a sabam. High resonance and layered with the one we have now in part A. And it's all about playing around and, again, having fun with this. Another key thing here is that we could also not use a distortion from Ableton. We could use an overdrive, which is also as nice. As you guys can see here, we'll get rid of. We have that sound right now. In fact, let's just go back to the original one we made. We don't need this one. Let's just use a high pass. There we go. And now we can kind of give it that nice kind of sound. Double it up. And, you know, just go from there, guys. There's, you know, the thing is here is that once you have this processing and you have the lead, from there you can deviate, like use a sine wave instead as well. It gets a different tonality, a half pulse, just a and it's all about just what you guys want to do with the sound. But this is going to be the tips here. And now let's go into the vocal leads that he has and make vocal leads like he does. Alright guys, so here I have a vocal lead from a pack, the Holly Drum and Vocal Pack. I think it's like the most used pack ever, but I like it.
Can you feel?
Now, the cool thing about vocal leads, guys, is that sometimes in order to replicate a vocal lead, you need to have the original vocal sample that the person used to make the lead out of, because the voice just tends to have nice tonalities to it that create a vibe. The first thing we do here is choose a starting position. Let's say we go to basic lead. Let's put this in the key of E minor, as that's where it's at. So E, we're going to do that at E there. Where you at? I don't know my alphabet. All right, so from here, you know, we have two sustain modes that we can use. We can use the first one, the one-shot mode, and let's move this back. And it doesn't loop, or we could use the forward, which is not really my favorite. My favorite one is the reverse, because then you can get a reverse kind of effect like he had in some of his old. And now here, placement is very strategic. For instance, if I decided places where maybe two words overlap, it could give a cool effect. As you can see there, ooh, wah. So let's move this a little bit more to the right. Maybe check. So here's where it switches. You can see it's all about the placement strategic. You could be like, oh, the voice changes here a bit. Maybe it could add something cool. Let's say this is the one I like. From here, I can kind of do the same thing. You know, pitch envelope here, reverse. Not too much. Now, distortion here, maybe with a band pass as well. You know, try out different ones if you want here. Gonna go with that, shape that. And maybe just a high pass. And let's make this a little bit longer and back, because I kind of don't like. Okay, cool. Now, if you want to add a mono legato kind of vibe to this, this is where you're going to do it here in the glide section with a portamento high. Now, keep in mind, the higher notes you play, the more faster the sample plays. So you got to be really careful where you place these, because sometimes, you know, too fast will just sound really bad. Let's see if we can make it long. Now, we're going to process this with overdrive, you know, some overdrive distortion here to get it to sound big and fast. Okay, there we go. You know the deal. Reverb. LTT is live. And we can get some cool sounds there. Now, again, placement is everything. We can even play this here, let's say, to get that reverse kind of breath, as you can. A little bit more back. You know, you get that kind of reverse kind of effect. It's all about the placement. It's all about the technique there. but also about the way of having fun, just playing the notes and seeing what works, you know, moving it around and just seeing maybe over here will sound more badass, you know, and it doesn't hurt to try, guys. Again, experimentation is key. Let's move this fucker over here, and you know, see what it sounds like over here. Let's try that right now. Let's try this one. You know, it just sounds super cool here. Is that a glide? There we go. That's a little bit better there. Lower that a bit. You know, just have fun. So maybe a chorus will sound kind of cool as high feed. You know, and I don't suggest going into FM mode in the sampler because I don't think it will sound that great here. But hopefully this video helps you guys out with the leads. Making the melodic version of the leads is also simple like this, guys. The difference is that obviously we're not going to distort as much because we're not trying to go for that very distorted vibe. But hopefully this video helps you guys out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, and if you want to support the channel, evilsounds.com. There's a lot of packs in there with his style of sound, like the old ones like Serum Revolution, Silent Tone Revolution Volume 1 and 2. Check out the demos just to see if it's for you, and if you want to support the channel, you know how to do it, guys. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.